And what legal provisions define this trust?
There is a lot. That's a great question, a loaded question. So it has to follow so many laws and rules. You have statutes, various statutes. You have the Scott-on-Trust law. Now, Scott isn't me.
Uh-huh.
It's this big, thick, as they call it, the Trust Bible. Scott-on-Trust, you have Uniform Tax Code, Uniform Commercial Code, Uniform Prudent Investor Act, a statute of frauds, the law of perpetuities. Trusts have to have an ending date.
Mm-hmm.
Longest trust I've seen is like 90 years, but they have to end. And then you have the Internal Revenue Code. And in the tax code, there's about 15 different tax codes that have to be applied. So there's a lot of rules, laws, codes that it applies. Now, in terms of actual provisions, these are non-statutory. What that means is that they don't follow state laws. These are following federal contract laws, the right to contract. So it's very different than the state laws. It's also it's not self-settled. And what that means is a lot of people will set up types of trust and they make themselves a beneficiary to get the benefits of it.
Right.
Here, it's not self-settled. You're setting up a legacy trust for your beneficiary.
I see.
And you're the trustee, and you are basically the caretaker of the estate for the next generation.
I see.
You get the benefits of using it. So you're controlling it. Like I said, own nothing and control everything, and it creates the tax benefits. It is non-grantor, which means that you are not the one that's credited with creating the trust. Somebody else gets credited with creating the trust. They fund the trust. They appoint you as the guardian and trustee, and then they resign. And upon the resignation making you trustee, then you bring assets to the trust. Now, by doing that, this is really critical. Remember I said earlier, 40% of the LLCs and S-Corps are peers? Well, part of that is because there's an alter ego status with corporations. By doing this non-grantor provision, it eliminates the alter ego status, which is huge. Then it's irrevocable. And what it means here with the irrevocable is down the road, if the trust comes to an end and is not renewed, because these are renewed every 21 years to follow the law of perpetuities, if it's not renewed, the assets do not revert back to the original grantor. So that protects the assets from going to someone that it should not. They're complex, so, and of course this trust is really complex.
Yeah, it seems very complex.
Yeah, but see, you have complex and simple tax codes and tax prep. And so business trust follows simple tax codes. Personal trust, beneficial trust follow complex tax codes. Complex discretionary provisions give you the ability to defer the taxes, following tax code 643, as long as you don't distribute to the beneficiaries. And so that could continue on and on and on. And then Spendthrift Trust, there's a lot of case law that supports Spendthrift Trust, and Spendthrift Trust help with the asset protection as well as the tax mitigation. So these are very, very, as you can see, these are very complicated.
Right.
But it's amazing what they do.
Check the full episode on our YouTube channel and on Apple Podcast.